Hello? Can you hear me now? Hi, can you guys hear me now? Is it working? Okay, cool. Good to know. Sorry about that. I was talking about the case earlier. I didn't know that it was oh, okay. Well, I didn't drop it. Thank God. Well, the case looks pretty good. The brass weight, there's a small scratch over here, but I think that's quite consistent with KBD fans finishing, so it's not so bad. I've seen worse from KBD fans, and I don't think it's that bad for KBD fans consistency. So what I was going to do is I was gonna test the PCB with VIA, and so it does show up into VIA, alright, but VIA does have some problems with the lighting, so I just want to see. Yeah, let's see. It doesn't really switch when I switch the lighting. So what I've got to do now is flash the PCB. So what I've got to do now is I'm gonna head to Chrome here, and I'm gonna go to canIUseVIA.com and download the firmware for the AMDK. Okay. This is the KBD67. Well, that is a lot of KBD67 PCBs. So I'm going to guess it is this one. So I'm going to just download that. Hang on. So I'm just going to download that here and put it into here. Okay, so now that that is, what camera am I using to stream? It's a Logitech StreamCam. I think it's pretty okay. It looks a lot better than the fisheye thing that I was using the last time. Anyways, what I'm gonna need to flash this PCB is a copy of VIA, and along with that, QMK Toolbox, which I should be putting up here now. And so what happens now is I'm going to select the right hex file, which I think is this one over here. And I'm just going to hit reset on the PCB. And it should show up here on QMK Toolbox. At no DFU device connected. That means it's the PCB. And all I have to do is hit flash. And this should set up the PCB correctly. Like this. And now if we look at it, okay, well it's not this one then, because this one is, okay, I flashed the wrong software. That's great on me. Whoops. It's not KBD, it's the KBD67 RGB, I assume. Epic. Whoops, that is a whoops on my part, so I'm just gonna hit reset on this again and download the right hex file. Here, which is the Mach 2 RGB, I assume. I'm just gonna flash it again. See whether it works now. Unplug it and plug it back in. Right.
Hello.
Hi, sorry about that. Apparently I have a delivery. My 1111 purchase has arrived. Sorry about that. Anyways, where were we? Flashing the PCB. So now I don't even know. Okay, I don't even think I've flashed the right software. Yeah, it doesn't even show up in VIA. What did I do wrong? Is it the cable? Yeah, no, I just straight up flashed the wrong software. What is wrong with me? There's so many KBD67 versions that I don't even know which one I'm supposed to flash. Because if you look here, it just says KBD67 V2. And from there, there's like 5 different KBD. Yeah, just use QMK. It's not for me, it's for a client of mine. So I just need to flash this with VIA to make sure that they get the right firmware, and so it's easy for them to configure when they're done with this. Okay, well, okay. This might be the right one then. Okay, we've got that solid red. It switches. Okay, yeah, okay, it's this one. I'm gonna turn the lighting off for now. I'm gonna switch back to my other cable. Okay, so when you use a KBD67 PCB, it's the KBD67 Rev 2. Not the RGB one, not the solderable one. That is confusing. So anyways, what I should do now is go to the key tester here and use my trusty pair of tweezers if I can find them. That was a small hiccup. Sorry about that. Anyways, where are my tweezers? I always lose these. I've got these. And I can use these to just make sure that all the keys are working. Did backspace not activate? Okay, that's home. Okay, backspace does. Okay, so it thinks it's a split backspace probably. Why is this A? And this is E. I think need to fix the focus. Is it not focused? There we go. Okay, I don't know what is this layout? What is this layout here? Okay, this layout is kind of scuffed. So, I guess now I'm going to fix the layout. Tab Q W E R T. What is this layout? This is scuffed. Okay, so just keep a note when you're flashing the VIA software. It keeps going out of focus. I don't know why. Yeah, that's a cursed layout. UIOP, and then where's the square brackets? Closed, and this should be pipe. Why is this home? So it should be backspace. Where's backspace? Am I blind? Backspace, and I'm gonna make this. Delete. I'm gonna make this page up, and I'm gonna make this page down. Actually, no, I'm gonna make that delete, and then page up, page down, and this one I'm gonna put as insert. No, that's, wait, I might retard. Insert, delete. There we go. Okay, these are the arrow keys. So up, left, down, right. I don't know what happened with the layout when I flashed this. Where's caps lock? Caps lock. A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L. And then the, what's the software? This is, yeah, insert's often known as the artisan key. This is VIA. So it's like QMK, it works off QMK, and what happened, it works off QMK as a base, and it basically allows you to make changes to the keyboard layout on the fly. So it's just real-time QMK, I think, where you don't have to flash it. And this should be enter, so where's enter? Left shift. Where's Z? X, C, V. Where's V? V, B, and M. And then U2. and question mark, coupled by right shift. This is a really scuffed layout. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, left control, Windows. Where's Windows? Left win, left alt, space, space, and then I'm gonna do right control, right. I'm gonna use functions for that. So I'm gonna do MO1, and then right alt. And that is the layout that we'll go for. So we know that the top row works, and well, these now work here. So let's test the arrow keys. And right shift. Okay, that all works. Function won't register as a click, so I'm just gonna skip that for now. And see whether spacebar works. Right alt, right control, right Windows, which works. Left shift. Okay, at least now the layout shows up correctly and everything on the PCB is working correctly. The thing with the KBD fans PCBs that come with VIA pre-installed is the lighting almost never works. It's the same for this PCB, the Tofu, the DZ60, the KBD67 PCB. For all of them, the lighting doesn't work unless you flash the version of VIA like I did. And sometimes, like it happened to me, it can be a bit confusing as to which version of VIA I just flashed. Because there's, again, like 8 different VIA versions. Just a little lemon tree. Oh, why am I poking holes in boards? Oh, okay, hi, Star. It's testing the PCB to make sure that everything is working before I build it. Yeah, this is the usual way to test whether the PCB is working properly, with a pair of tweezers. And what you do is you just you connect the 2 contact points on the board, like that, to simulate a switch pressing down. And that completes the circuit, and if it shows up on the key tester, that means that the PCB is working correctly for that particular key. PCB means Chinese peanut butter. No, it does not mean Chinese peanut butter. Where's pipe? There we go, and P. Alright, so everything is working. Okay, so we can unplug that for now. And we can get on to lubing the stabilizers. So, okay, thanks for the follow, Zezi. Palestine Communist Bakery. Yes, that is definitely what it means. Thank you for the follow, FCC. Got some Everglide stabilizers today. And so because it's a 65% layout, we don't need 4 2Us. We only need, well, I'm gonna take this all out anyways. I'm only going to need 4 sets of stabilizers in total, because it uses a 1.75 U right shift. So that's 8. Let me put these away. With these 2 screws, I'm gonna put these back in the bag. Alright, dismount, come on, stop spamming caps. Hi Seven, what are you doing? Okay, we can put this away for now. And what we're gonna do now is lube the stabilizers. Dude, that camera at work, man. I think it's better than the fisheye camera that I had before. So, I think that is an improvement. Anything's an improvement over the fisheye cam. So what I have is Crytox205G0 here. And the stab housings. Yeah, it's a huge improvement. I hope so. I hope it looks better to you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat a thin layer of the stabilizer in Crytox. The housing. Over here. And this is to reduce the chances of rattle and making the longer keys, when you press them, smoother. So that's the point of lubricating the stabilizers. You don't need to see the hairs on the back of my hand. Well, there's barely any hair on the back of my hand, so I don't think that's necessary. so don't worry about that. EGV2 steps. No, these are EGV1 steps. I do have a build coming up with EGV2 steps. They actually arrived in this morning. Do I lube the entire housing? Yes. So I lube the entire of the inside of the housing like this with Krytox. Just a thin layer of Krytox. Cool. There's a stem in here. Let me pull that stem out. Oh, and that stem is dropped on the floor, so let me get that. That's me when you lube your switch. Stems fly off. When you open switches, just be careful, you know, just take off the top gently, just make sure that the stem won't fly off. Just open the top, you know, slowly, and nothing should really happen with that. And that's one more housing to go. Now, I've done some experimenting actually on this, on whether I lube the stem or not on the stabilizer. But what I found is if I actually just lube more lube on the housing and then put the stem in straight away, it doesn't really make a difference as to whether I lube the stem on the stabilizers or not. So that's what I found. For me, that's how it seems to work at least, and it has a similar consistency to it. And it saves about 5 minutes of work, I guess, just individually manhandling all the stabs to get that in. So I'm just gonna put the stems in to the housing now. Yeah, I'm excited to see. Maybe I'll unbox the EGV2 stabs later because I want to compare the difference between EGV1 and V2. I can do that later on, which would be I think interesting at the least, to see the actual differences between the Everglide V1 and V2 stabs. Because they claim to have fixed the issues with wire popping, but I personally haven't had any issues with wires popping on the Everglide stabs. So, shouldn't you do it now? I do have extra Everglide V1 stabs that left over, so I was just going to compare it after I build this. Just because, you know, I'm in the middle of lubing stabs now, but actually, since you want to do it now, let me go get some Everglide V2 stabs. Be right back. Okay. Well, these came in this morning, so why not unbox it now? Let's just you know, unbox the Everglide V2 stabilizers. So I'm just cutting the box open, so just give me a minute. Okay, I may have ordered quite a lot of stabs, so this might be a bit messy. I'm actually going to put the lube away since I'm done lubing these stab housings, so I'm going to put that Krytox away. And I'll get on my Permatex soon, but since we want to do a side-by-side. I hate it when this happens though, because the one problem with this camera is it sometimes registers it as a portrait mode camera. I'm still figuring out how to disable that, so sorry about that. If it ever flips to portrait, I still haven't figured that out yet. Anyways, here are some Everglide V2 stabilizers. I don't think there's anything different with the wires though. The wires look pretty similar. I mean, these are standard Everglide wires, and I don't think there's a huge difference with them. But what I want to see is apparently the differences in the housings. Let me get a Everglide V1 housing out here. Okay, and for these comparisons, V1 will be on the left and V2 will be on the right. So, from what you can see here, I don't know if it focuses. I think the flickering is quite bad, I'm sorry about that. But, I'm trying to let that focus. Straight off the bat, you can see there's a difference in the hook of the stabilizer. On the V1 on the left here, you can sort of see that the wire just slots in to this gap here, and on the V2 there's a hook on top here that retains it, and I think that's actually a good move by Everglide to stop the wire from popping out vertically and outwards. So that is the first thing that I can see right off the bat. The retaining hook is from the inside is basically shifted to the outside, so the hook doesn't go outwards. And that means now when I insert stab wires, I guess it won't be from here, but I have to go in through the top, and then click it back outwards, like this. Oh, that is hard to pop in. So yeah, that is the differences between the Everglide V1 and V2 stabilizers at a glance. And I think it's a good improvement. I will let you know my thoughts on them tomorrow when I do. I think I'm building. I might stream a build tomorrow. It depends on whether the board arrives or not. But I'm supposed to build a Joe Alice, and I got these stabs to try out in them. So that is what those stabs are for. And I'm excited to try them because they look very promising. Anyways, now it's time for dielectric grease. Everyone's favorite lube. And these are for the wires. It's thicker than 205G0, so it's to ensure that... Nice, I'm putting those V2s on my girlfriend's Vega. So you're not getting V2s for yourself? I'm gonna get my screwdriver ready, just so I can screw in the stabilizers when it is done. This one. Is it the right size? Just to double check. No, okay, it's one size off. Only for your incoming Fuji. Okay. You didn't get a Vega for yourself. I thought you were going for a black Vega. So for Permatex, just feel free to dunk it all the way in, dunk the wire all throughout the Permatex. Just get a thick coating on there because this has the best chance of reducing the rattle in your stabilizer. Okay, so you were training your girlfriend on her first come first serve skills, but she had none. I mean, you already have so many nice boards coming. You've got your Andromeda and stuff like that, so I don't think you should feel too shitty about over not getting the Vega. She had none. Shh. I mean, you were talking so much about the Andromeda. I mean, I know you love AIO3, but is like a Vega really, really absolutely necessary? Like, you can always get one on the aftermarket and during the group buy. Yeah, that one was the in-stock drop, but are you going to get the group buy Vega, since you like the Vega so much? That's the only reason... Oh, shit. That's the only reason you were getting the in-stock drop. Is it important to apply thick dielectric grease on the wire? I would recommend putting on a decently thick coat. It may feel a bit mushy at first, but if you spam your stabilizers, after a while, you don't feel it. It just, you know, getting more dielectric grease on there, on the wire at first gives it less, you know, chance for rattle later on. Like, it is the #1 solution to rattly stabs. If you have a rattly stab, just spam a bunch of Permatex on it. My screw isn't threading. I see. Might as well wait for the Fuji. But why not have a Fuji and a Vega? I just get like a decent blob of it on there. Too many boards. Now you say that, and aren't you still going for an F2? Like, at what point does like the number of boards you have become too many? One in every layout. So I mean, you already have a Andromeda. Why do you need an F2? Huh? One in every layout, I thought. When you bang a TGR Alice, I'm awaiting for you to buy that big Alice. And for the full size, by that time you have a 60%. Okay, well, you don't have a full size yet. So it's a cycle. Where's the full size? You didn't join the Hex 6C. I don't remember you joining the Hex 6C, so how do you collect one in every layout if you don't have one in full size? You want to go for split? Yeah, so are you going to get an Alice off RMM? Techwear Elite, full-sized. Techwear is actually very decent for an entry-level board. For the price, Techwear is pretty good. Just don't get the regular Phantoms, because they come with Otamu sockets, and Otamu sockets are scuffed, because they only fit, like literally only fit Otamu switches. Which is kind of whack. But if you get their Elite series, I think it's their Elite, it's either something, I think it's their Phantom Elites. The Phantom Elites seem to be fine because they have Kale hot swap sockets and those fit nearly all switches. So there's nothing to worry about if you get the Elites. Yeah, those are the ones. Oh, you're using the Techwear Elite right now. That's cool, that's cool. It's a good board, it's a good board. And that leaves one more stabilizer to be done, and then I will test Rattle. The grays are not filmed, I just lubed them. I think... Yeah, it's not filmed, but I don't think it makes a huge difference for now, because I've had some filmed and non-filmed SP grays, and it's not as drastic as other JWK switches. Though everyone thinks that SP stars come from JWK, I'm kind of impartial on it. I don't know whether they are or not. I can't really tell. But these are just lubed. With 205G0, of course. The board sounds much... Oh, I didn't see your message. The board sounds so much better after I lubed my switches. Lubing makes a huge difference in switches, I feel. It's the biggest difference. Filming doesn't make as big of a difference. Neither does spring swapping. It's always lubing, and lubing makes the hugest difference, I feel, when it comes to switches. And so now it's time to test these, and to test these I will be using a NK cream because I have one right here. And the keycaps from this board. I am too lazy to do otherwise. Maybe I should try complex springs. I intend to get some eventually. Complex springs look fun. But I really... Oh, the wire did pop. Well, that's the first time this has happened for me. The wire of the stab popped. Oops. At least it's before I soldered the board together. There we go. I don't know how that popped. I didn't even put the keycap on yet. I think it popped when I was screwing it in. Why is it not moving? Ah, I think I know why. Okay, it's in the wrong post for this. I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna take these stabs out. I'm gonna reassemble it again. You're trying this. Oh, you bought the 78 gram Spirit Slow Springs. Okay, nice. Spirit Springs are seem to be pretty good. So only the complex. Complex and progressive. Curious about the 78 gram slow too. I mean, shouldn't it just be a slow spring but heavier? Like the similar to a GAT yellow spring. I need to put more Permatex on this. There's barely any left. There's a difference in the springs. But is it a huge difference? The feel of it. The complex are way bouncier. Does it feel like, yeah, I know what you mean when it's not the technical term. They feel nicer than the linears. Okay, well if this stab's wire pops again and it's because I assembled the stab wrong, I'm just gonna relube and put in another pair of stabs. They feel nicer than the linears. But the linears of what? So when you put, are you comparing it to a regular linear? Like a regular linear spring, like the, okay, the GF, yeah. Oh, okay, you mean linear springs, not linear switches. Okay. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. You're comparing linear springs to complex springs. Where did you get the complex springs off, if I can ask? Yeah, it's really strange. This stab just doesn't want to move. Every time it comes up and down, the wire pops. Maybe something's just internally wrong with the stem. What's the difference between those two? Okay. How do I explain this? A linear springs the force taken to compress a linear spring increases proportionally to the distance that a spring is pressed in. That is linear. Null GB. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's best explained with a graph. So for a linear spring, think of a linear graph, you know, your y equals to mx plus c, where it's a directly proportional relationship between the two. What is wrong? And then a complex spring is like that graph in 3 sections, with each section's gradient being higher than the last. It's not a curve. I think that's how I explain it. It's like the graph gets steeper and steeper as it goes on. I think that's how I would explain it. So it would start like shallower, and then it gets steeper and steeper as you press it. Something like an exponential curve, yes. A slow spring is, think of your linear graph with a higher y-intercept. So it basically the graph just starts higher up. So that's a slow spring. That's the difference between a slow and a linear. And the gradient is less for a slow spring. God, this stabilizer is giving me a lot of work. Are you fucking kidding me? There we go. This should work now. There we go. A true keyboard scholar. Okay, well at least it doesn't rattle now. So thank the Lord for that. Awesome. Is the PCB out of focus for you guys? I'm gonna try and fix that now. I just need to make sure that I just want to check is the PCB out of focus for you guys? Because I'm gonna turn off that autofocus and okay, this is getting blurry, isn't it? Maybe reduce the harshness of okay, I'm gonna turn on my lamp. But it's a bit dark if I do that. As you can see. Check if it's out of focus range. It shouldn't be, 'cause it's not that far. It's better with the lamp, right? You suspect it doesn't go all the way. No, but the thing is, when I put my hands here, my hands are perfectly clear. Are they not? They look clear to me. It's just the PCB. I need to get better lighting. The lamp distorts the reflection. Ah, yeah, okay. I need to get better lighting because right now it's just a cheap lamp. So I will get better I will get better lighting in the coming days. I'm sorry about that, but I guess for now we'll have to make do with this shitty lamp. All that points. Ah, I see. So the lamp reflecting off the PCB is confusing the autofocus. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That is one smooth spacebar. No rattle at all. That is great. So that means this can go away. And now I'm just gonna plug in my iron. Yeah, I see what you mean now. The points confuse the autofocus. So when I put my hands there to cover the points, it's suddenly in focus. But the reflection is confusing the autofocus of the camera. Okay, what is next? Soldering time. So I'm gonna use an aluminum plate for this. Here. And it is with lubed SP Star Grace. Yeah, it's really weird. It flickers to portrait because I'm having it directly overhead my thing. Where is the end of my solder? There it is. Okay, well the PC, well the what's it called? The autofocus might just get a little bit more distracted now with all this reflection going on. From what I have learned from before, SP stars are 5-pin, and those two extra legs on specifically the SP stars are really tight on the PCB, which is great because that means that it gets a good fit onto the PCB. We can actually solder this. I'm sorry if it's slightly out of focus. I will work on the focusing the next time. So what I'm doing now is I'm heating up the solder on only one pin of the leg, and I'm pushing the switch in to ensure that it is seated correctly and fully into the PCB. So that just makes sure that the switches are all the way in, and nothing is floating above where it should be. And that also helps to keep the plate straight when soldering the rest of the switches. Is not well done. Okay. And from there, this means that we can, well, proceed to place all our switches in nice and tight into the plate, like so. This is the reason why some pre-built boards like Razer's have some keys higher than the other. It is highly likely that this is somewhat of the reason why. What switches are these? These are SP Star Grays. So they're not very well known. I think a lot of people, the way you would know them is I think they come with some Leopolds. So the Leopold Polestar switches, and they are, for the price, an incredibly smooth linear. Smoother than Gat Yellows, but obviously a little bit more expensive than Gat Yellows. But these are very smooth switches for the price, and I think these are one of my top value switches out there. This, along with the SP Star Purples, which feel a lot like a T1 and are very tactile, but for like cheaper than a T1, which is great. Again, for value. These switches have a decently clacky sound profile, but I think that's from the material of the housing. I can't remember exactly what it is. Disfunct, do you remember the material of the housing? Because I know that you should know this. I'm pretty sure you're the one who knows the material of the housing. Do you have any idea what it is? I can't remember. Some nylon mix. Okay, yeah, so it's a nylon mix. But it makes it a pretty clacky upstroke. And a decently clacky bottom out sound from these switches, which are a nice sound to type with. Yes, indeed, one of my favorite switches, albeit twice the price of a Gat Yellow. I mean, if you're looking for value, I don't think anything beats a Gat Yellow in terms of price to, performance. But the SP Star Purples are definitely a step up from the Gat Yellow, and still in a very affordable price range. But I don't think anyone's going to dethrone the Gat Yellow anytime soon in terms of value. Maybe those KTT red wines, I think, was it? Those look very, very promising. But I think the group buy for those KTT switches is over now. I don't know whether you can get the same batch or not, but someone did say that it was smoother. Gat yellow killers. Yeah, the KTTs are basically gat yellow killers. I mean, what were they? 10 cents a switch? Was it less? I know it was cheaper than the gat yellow. Anyone got a link to these switches? Couldn't Google search. You can grab them on Taobao, I think. They also have them on AliExpress. You could try searching Polaris switches or Polestar if you can't find them. These are not the best known switches out there. These are still quite unknown. Black Simon recently got his hands on a batch of these switches. And he's been saying some good things about them, some promising things. Oh wait, oh shit. I didn't know the night, but didn't let you send links. I'll apologies. I didn't know that you weren't allowed to send. I better figure out how to configure that thing. I'm still new to all this. I'll figure that out later. But Panda Byte, are you able to use Taobao? Do you know how to use Taobao? Taobao, not Taihao. Taihao is a keycap manufacturer based in Taiwan. Taobao is a site. Or do you know how to use AliExpress? I think you might have better luck with AliExpress. Because I know that there's a listing on AliExpress somewhere. These switches go by several names as well. It's like SP Star, Polestar, Polaris. There's quite a few switches. There's quite a few names for these switches. From USA? Can use Superbite. Yeah, King. Yeah, you can use an agent. There's a colored casing one too. For the SP Stars, there are some recolors coming out. Most notably being the Konmomo and Nanas. I'm still wait. I have an order for Konmomo switches coming, but I don't know when that's shipping out because apparently it's been delayed. That and the Nanas have a brilliant pink color to them. There are the SP Star Meteors coming out, but little information is given on those as of now, so I don't know what to expect with those, but those look pretty cool. Is that in? Yeah, okay. Is Defunct getting banned? No, he's not getting banned. I think Nightbot is muting him for a bit because he kept sending a link, and I don't know why I have that disabled. I need to go configure Nightbot to do that later on. I'm sorry about that, Seven. I'll figure out how to fix that later on. After I solder, I'll do it after I solder this row. Thanks for the follow, Escarus. Nightbot is a Nazi. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I need to go fix that somehow. I need to go figure out how to fix it. And I also need to figure out how to fix the focus on this camera. Because... Hello. Is it clearer? Is it getting any clearer? Oh wait, okay. If I manual focus it, it gets clearer. Okay, there. Is this clearer now? It looks clearer, slightly clearer to me. Let me... Is it getting clearer now? Okay, it's getting blurrier. Okay, so this is the clearest that we have it so far. Is this right? Does this look better? Okay, this is okay. Great. The PCB details seem to be, yeah, it seems to be a bit at the limit of the resolution. I need to go play around. Maybe mount my camera a little bit lower. I just want to make sure that it's decently clear for you guys to see. I hope. I'm sorry about that. It's a new camera. I don't know how to set it up very well. I'm waiting for this arm to come in. I bought an arm to hold this camera. Hopefully that when it arrives, I can make the camera closer to the desk, and maybe that will make it clearer for you guys. Because I think this camera, like the PCB, is at the limit of like the focus and the resolution of this camera right now. I mean, it's definitely an upgrade over the weird fisheye camera I had before, so I hope that's okay. Seven, are you able to type? Because I think, are you still muted? If you are, after this row, I'm just gonna go and figure out what happened to you, and then I'll fix that for you on Nightbot. Okay, let's go figure out what happened to Defunct. So just give me a minute. Log in. Maybe it's the Twitch. It might be the 1080p compression, but I think it's the autofocus. How do I stop Nightbot from timing people out? Spam protection. Okay, I think it's. I disabled that. Okay, now you guys should. Oh yeah, okay. He just PM'd me. He said he got muted while he's trying to send TB links. Okay, it should be okay now. I disabled all the things, so that should be fine. You should be able to send your links now as well. But I think the manual focus definitely is looking a little bit better than the autofocus, and I think that's just because the reflectiveness of the PCB. Feels good, man. Yeah. Okay, there you go. You can send the link now. Well, Panda Byte, if you're still here, you can use agents like Superbuy and WeGoBuy to pick some of those up if you're living overseas. It's super easy to order with them. Just put the link in and just tell them how many you want. And it should be good to go. There's tons of guides on the internet as well. Thanks for the link, by the way, King. I don't know. Okay, 200 seconds. I mean, he should be back soon, I guess. Like, he should be able to type again soon. But now you won't be timed out, I think, for anything. Nightbot's a fucking Nazi. This is always the most soothing part of building the board, you know, soldering it together. It's very... I find it's very fun. It's very relaxing, it's very therapeutic in a sense. And a lot of people who come into the hobby are kind of, you know, intimidated by the fact that you have to solder it. It's really not that hard once you get the hang of it, I think. So if someone's here's watching and, you know, you want to get into the hobby and, you know, you want to build a board, but you're afraid of soldering, don't be. Because soldering is not as hard as it seems. And the fumes smell pretty good. Okay, I don't smell the fumes. I have a little fan that's blowing it all away. Though it's not the most effective. Until you burn yourself. I mean, as long as you're careful, I don't think you will burn yourself, and I just jinxed it. I'm going to burn myself in like the next 5 minutes, I'm sure of it. And even when you do burn yourself, it's not that bad if you know, it's a minor burn. Just put some like cream on it, some aloe vera, and you'll be fine. Desoldering is the bitch. Yes, desoldering is a pain in the ass. You hate desoldering. Thanks for the follow, Panda Bite. Buy Burr. Yeah, okay. Well, I probably will get a desoldering gun eventually, but I don't currently have the funds for that. A desoldering gun is expensive. And I mean, I've heard a lot of complaints about the Pro Skit ones, the cheap ones. So that leaves the Hako, and the Hako is... Whoosh is better than Burr. Well, for me, right now, it's either... For me, it's a debate between saving up for the Hako FR301 or buying an Engineer. 9 a.m. work from home. You just bought one, actually. You bought a desoldering. Did you buy the FR301, the Hako? Correction. Okay, SP Star Grey housings are made of... Oh, they're polycarb, not nylon. Nanas are the nylon. Okay, so the new recolors that are coming out are nylon, but these ones here, these are polycarb. These are polycarbonate. Shamsit from Amazon. Not sure if Amazon's in... Yeah, we have Amazon. Don't worry. Is it a Pro Skit? Is it the Pro Skit one? I think that's what it's called. Pro Skit something. Yeah, why Amazon when you can Taobao? Taobao is so much cheaper for a lot of things. I think the Pro Skit's on Taobao as well. Where are you from, Panda? That sounded like a bent link. Okay, no, I didn't. Oh, you're from America. It's cool. The only thing I like pity you guys about right now in America is the shipping, because shipping to America, I've heard, is very, very, very expensive for you guys. Yeah, you work from home. Well, that's sick. So you just get to chill at home every day. It's gross and long. Well, I mean, it's either gross and long or fast and expensive, isn't it? Like, if you want fast shipping, it's gonna cost you a fortune to America. Because from what I've seen, America's shipping is insanely expensive. Especially COVID shipping. Yeah, I mean, for us, I think we get most stuff for like in like 10 days to a week, 10 days to 2 weeks, most of the time. I can only imagine how long you have to wait for America. America must take long. How much is a soldering kit? You can actually get, you know, a soldering kit at your local hardware store, I think. You don't have to get like a fancy soldering iron kit or anything unless you're doing like excessive soldering. You know, if you just want to build a board for yourself, you can pick one up at your local hardware store for like 20-30 bucks. Just make sure that it's temperature or power controllable so you don't go, you know, too hot. I think 40 watts should be okay for you if you're getting a soldering iron. I think someone recommended a Hako Red before. That's pretty cheap. Oh jeez, a month for shipping? I can't imagine waiting a month. I literally ordered Hakko, Hakko. I think someone was talking about a Hakko. I saw someone talking about a Hakko Red before. I think a Hakko Red would be a decent iron. You don't have to get like the super expensive ones. Like, you know, a $20 to $40 iron should be more than enough to cover your soldering needs. You know, it's not going to heat up as fast, sure, but you're still just going to be able to get your soldering done. You just, you know, give it a bit more time to heat up and you're good to go. You don't need those fancy stations like those Hakko FX888Ds or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's a bit overkill. You don't even need to own an iron. If you have like a local makerspace, you can just go there and usually they have irons for use. But if you plan to, you know, build more stuff yourself, then I think it was worth the... Oh, Yihua 948. Yeah, Yihua is pretty good. For $1,000, it's a pretty good station. Yihua is a pretty good station, but sometimes people don't really see the need for a full soldering station. Like some people only need just an iron for, you know, small time builds. Shit, do I have to line this up? Alright, you come back. And I'm gonna take your caps to line the bottom row up. Because I'm retarded. That's what I am. Zach uses ProSkit? Yeah, he uses the ProSkit desoldering iron, not the... If you mention the long haul, yeah, I think... But for that price, I mean, you might as well just get a TS80 or a TS100. Because those two are solid irons. I'm using a TS80P right now, and I love it. The TS80P is a great iron. It does everything I ask of it. It heats up really quick too. Time to line up this spacebar. Alright, so you can come out. I'll put you guys back here. I'll take the bar off. Here. Making sure that all the switches are pushed nice and in to the plate, because these are the last few switches and I don't want to fuck up the build now. I'm sorry, I know it's still a bit blurry and I'm sorry about that, so I'm gonna fix that autofocus issue the next time. I just soldered an empty hole because I was do I buy an extra PCB for my boards? It depends. This isn't my board. This is for a client of mine. So I didn't buy an extra PCB for this, you know, for the whole cost-saving measures and all of that. I can't believe I just soldered an empty hole. Found them on AliExpress. Yeah, SP Star listed there. So those are these switches right here. And you'll hear how they sound sooner. After I'm done with this build. I think it sounds pretty great. But for my own boards, so far I haven't bought an extra PCB. I think I might be buying an extra PCB for my F1 sooner or later just because I want to rebuild it with other switches. Alright, we're done soldering, so now it's time to test whether the PCB is working. F2, yeah, I'm waiting for F2. I am going to try my best to get my hands on an F2 board. Anyways, back to Fia. Navy or black? I want the black F2. I want it to match with my black F1. Okay. So let's plug in this PCB. What do you mean same? You don't have a black F1 to match it with. Come on, man. 500 units, here we go. Okay, that's a good sign. My caps lock is working. Alright. Sad that there's no raw F2. You need to give up on that raw alu dream, man. Because raw alu is just not that viable. It will tarnish over time. It will just look kind of whack. Okay, menu's working, but I need to remap those function keys. Because I forgot when you scuff the layers, the second layer gets scuffed too. So let's just make these all transparent. Alright. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make this tilde. That's what I wanted. Where is the tilde key? There we go. And then on the first layer, here we go. We can have F1 through F12. And then I like to have this one as print screen, just as convenience. So just to test whether that works. Did I bind control and alt in the wrong spots? Oh, I did. Okay, this is right alt, and this is right control. All right, clear coat that bitch. I mean, there's nothing saying that you can't clear coat it, but what's the point when black looks just as good or even maybe better? Here's the case we're using this in. It is a Tofu65 acrylic, and I think it looks great. Comes with the screws pre-installed, so let's go take those off. There's 6 standoffs in here. That means this PCB can now go into the case. So that USB port is flush. Fits pretty good. I'm gonna screw that in all the way. I'm gonna get all the screws in and then tighten them after that. Just to make sure that I've got all those screws in. But I do have to admit, the acrylic on the KBD fans cases look great. And I've seen it on the Tofu60s, they diffuse the RGB on it pretty nicely. I really need to get new lighting. My lighting is really harsh on my desk. And another gripe is these screws aren't magnetic. Don't tell me I have to unscrew the others to get this out. Alright, I'm unscrewing the board. Why are these screws not magnetic? Like KBD fans. Why didn't you make these magnetic? Literally, yeah. What do you mean it sounds good? I haven't even typed on it yet. How can it sound good if I haven't typed on it? How do we get this out? Pepe laugh. Yeah, I didn't type on it yet. How do you know how it sounds? Omega lol. Did you just come in and say, damn, it sounds good? Hex, that's how. You can see into the future, is that right? Okay. Why is it stuck now? Oh, the port. How do I get this out? Oh, you've been here the whole time. Yeah, how do I get this out? What the hell? Oh, this one isn't unscrewed. Okay, I'm an idiot. You shake it like you mean it. I didn't unscrew one of them right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. Yeah, I didn't unscrew it right. 6. Okay, so let me find that screw and let me get it out of here. Where is the screw? Oh, it's in here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did it manage to fall to the right side of the board? Why my desk mat looks like it has jizz stain? It is a jizz stain, you know what I mean? That's what it is. It is what it is. It is most definitely a jizz stain. Okay. Oh, I did get everything out. Okay, nice. Can't believe you get blue rubber towel mat. How much is it? I probably should get a blue rubber towel mat. How much is the blue rubber towel mat? Depending on size, cheap. Okay, how much is it for it to be big enough to fit a keyboard? That should be my question. $69. You'll link me later. Okay, thanks. Just please, KBD fans, just give us magnetic screws. Jesus Christ. Like, how hard is it to make a screw magnetic? Like, these screws just don't stick. That's like my only gripe with this so far, is that these screws aren't magnetic. The screws tend to strip. Yeah, I've had so many KBD fan screws strip. It is annoying as hell. I've stripped so many KBD fan screws, I think I've lost count. I need to align it properly. Yeah, I do align it properly, but the point is, I don't screw them in all the way straight. I do take time to align them. My gripe right now is that these screws are not magnetic. So it's hard to get aligned in the first place. Go buy some screws from the outside. Yeah, I intend to. Alright, and the keycap reveal. Surprise, surprise, it's my favorite keycap set. One of my favorite keycap sets. If this opens. Any guesses? Any guesses? Guess what it is. I'll open it before I open it. Any guesses? Boo. No, it's not Boo. I wish it was Boo. Yeah, Seven's got it. It is Inspired Con Momo. The best. And only the best. I think it's a great looking set. I personally think it's a great looking set. and I think it will look great with the acrylic case. Everyone seems to go for these. Like my clients, when I offer this to them, they think, and whenever they go for an acrylic case, they just pick these. And I think it's just a really nice set that complements acrylic and the RGB that goes around it. Oh, that sounds pretty thocky. That sounds pretty good. I'm not using you guys, but it does. I think it sounds. I'm not using that either. Actually, now that you talk about it, where is my Zach? Still has my boob, like my 8008. So I'll wait for him to pass me my 8008. Zach still has my boobs. I feel violated. Zach has my boobs. But this board sounds pretty damn nice. That spacebar sounded really thocky. And that's a good sign. I'm just gonna press it again to let you guys hear that. I think that sounds really nice. I love SP Star Grays. Yeah, it does sound. Now you can say, damn, it sounds good. I told you it does. So you can see into the future. Is that right? You know how it sounds before. No, you predicted it. It will. Okay, yeah, it's a pretty solid build. You just said it beforehand. Oh wow, that sounds amazing. So you called it, huh? That it would sound good before anyone got to hear it. Yes, okay. So what are you going to predict next? What is your next prediction, sir? Thock and plastic best combo. I mean, would you count your mother reset button? Funny, that you will like your F18X. I mean, that's not really a prediction given that I already do like my F18X. Lick. Okay, I'm not gonna lick it. I'm not gonna lick this board. This is not my board. This is my client's board. Don't think it deserves a lick. Do it for the stream. No, I'm not gonna lick this board. Lick my F1. Maybe. Maybe. But then it immediately loses all its value. It's not like you will sell it true. True. But I kind of also don't want to lick an aluminium keyboard. You know what I mean? Just, wow, this sounds great. I need to build one of these for myself now. I need to get more SP stars. SP star grays and SP star purples are some of the best switches. Dude, if you do, it's equivalent to not being Geon Sim. Just because I don't lick a keyboard doesn't mean I love it. I don't love it. As in selling my F1? I'm not gonna sell my F1. This board is a keeper for sure. I'm never gonna sell this F1. That is a given. I love this board too much to sell it. Anyways, delete. I don't know about you guys, but I like to have my nav cluster on a 65% be all row 4. Just because I think it's nice to have that distinguishing ridge over here to make sure that you're not accidentally pressing it. 1.75U shift. And that leaves us with the bottom row with home, no, function. Where's the control? Where's the control? I just built these two in the wrong way. I built this on a Mac. Yeah, how's your dad's new PC? Yeah, it renders really, really fast. Thanks for asking. I'm kind of having fun with it. I'm just on it. I'm playing Tomb Raider at Ultra at like 60 frames a second, and it's great. It is an insane PC, and he loves it too. Oh, this is gonna sound good during the sound test. My tofu money to upgrade my PC. I don't need to upgrade my PC though, because for my use, I play esports titles. I don't really need an upgrade. Anyways, here's the finished board. I am excited to try this out. I am excited. That is actually really pretty. Why does it keep turning portrait? Okay. It sounds great. I'm gonna plug it in. Alright, and then I'm gonna turn on the RGB. Alright. Because that's what completes this board, I think. It's the lighting. A little clack, but I think that's from the polycarbonate housing of the switches. But anyways, take a look at this. When you turn on the underglow effects, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty damn good. Yeah, excited to see how the acrylic. Building a board with this case for a client soon. It is a really, really good case. Very, very nice. And I think when I put like a rainbow swirl effect on it, oh, that's pretty nice. So here's that. Thanks for the follow, Dex KB. It's very, very nice. I love this case. So here's an RGB test. So it's just cycling through all the colors here. And I'm gonna just make it rainbow mood. So it's just gonna cycle through the colors like that. What switches did I use? The gaps between the keys are a little wide. I think that's pretty okay. It's not so bad. I used SP Star Grays. They're not very well known, but I love these switches and they sound amazing. And for the price, they're one of the best value linears I think there is on the market. I'm gonna turn off the light so you can see the RGB better. So just hang on. It's really, really bright, and I'm gonna try and focus it. I'm gonna bring it. It focuses. Here you go. And I feel like this looks great. And I feel like it's gonna sound great. This looks really, really nice. Yeah, it does. And I can turn up the speed of this effect. So I'm just gonna, it has all the colors. Makes me want to get a Calm Momo. Yeah, it's a great set. Alright, who wants to hear a type test? Who wants to hear a typing test of this thing? Thanks for the follow, Moshi Moshi. Let's have a typing test for this thing. Hell yeah. Alright. Here you go. I'm gonna mute my computer. I'm gonna mute my desktop noise so you can hear. Music's off. Let's see what this board really, really sounds like. Oh, that sounds gorgeous. I don't know. This is monkey tag. I use this a lot. This is not my fastest run, but you know, I don't use these switches a lot. But this sounds really good. I think this board sounds gorgeous. I don't think it's just me. 91.91. Yeah, buy 40. It's time for me to buy the lottery. But I think it sounds. Want to become okay? Shut up, bot. Milky Top SP Star Grays. I mean, I do have a Milky Top H1 build coming, and I think that one will sound really great. But like stock housing SP Star Grays so far, like I think this sounds gorgeous. Like come here, the mods. Here's the spacebar. My Milky Top H1s are supposed to go on a KBD 8X built with my custom cut aluminum plate. At last, yeah. I did pick C shipping, so it's gonna take a while. Wants another sound test if you guys want. What's the color of my 8X? It is deep blue. It is navy. Well, it's kind of navy blue grayish, and I think, yeah, it's gonna look great. I've got some white and black caps coming for it. That red though. Yeah, the red looks amazing. But right now, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on this board over here. I think for a tofu, it sounds great. Like this is one of the best sounding tofus I've ever built and ever used. Man, yeah, are you gonna build this now? I know you want what you know what you want already. SP stars and an acrylic tofu. Oh, it sounds so great. Let's go with another sound test. Oh my god. Oh, I choked at the end. Shit. It'll be top clack. I choked right at the end. Oh, that is... I feel like shit. I choked right at the end. I dropped like... I was hovering around 100 words per minute. I just dropped. Oh, that is a great board. This is a great board. I think my client will be happy with this. But I'm not happy with that typing test score. Let's see how fast I actually go. Give me 1 minute, guys. Let me go check on something. 1 minute. Yeah, just 1 minute. Alright, I'm back. Anyways, I'm not happy with that type test score I got. I need to go faster. Sure, I choked. Let's use my F1 for this. Hopefully I can go faster. Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck? Why can't I type? Oh, what is wrong with me, guys? What the fuck? Why am I so slow? Shit. I guess it's just me. Back to this board. Still funny people flame me. I like that. I like the switch. I don't care whether people flame me or not. I like the switch as a switch. I think this thing sounds so solid. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for tuning in today. It's fun to build. You know, Rattle. It looks really good. It looks objectively good. I think it looks amazing. I think that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching. I might hold a stream tomorrow to build my Alice if it arrives tomorrow night. In about 24 hours. So I may build that, so stay tuned for that. I'm excited for it. It's my first Ergo board, and I hope it goes well. But yeah, thanks for coming, guys. See you.